Well, we are here with Michelle from Troop 2 in Milford, and we are at the Louisa Lake on the Friends of the Milford Upper Charles Trail. And Michelle, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
You guys, I want to point out, because I don't think a lot of people in Milford realize this, but you guys adopted a part of the Friends of the Milford Upper Charles Trail.
Yes, we recently went in with the Cub Scout pack, and it's up back behind the Shadowbrook condominiums there. We go there and we help clean up and keep it nice and neat.
Excellent. I do have to say, you may have picked this location because it's gorgeous, but you also got like just an amazing part of the trail, you know, to support. And I think, you know, every single day that we've filmed so far for the trail, it's been gorgeous. So hopefully that trend continues. But tell me a little bit about how you decided to adopt. A lot of people use this trail. I don't think a lot of people realize Troop 2 is involved.
Well, the Boy Scouts have a requirement to do service hours.
Sure.
So I figured, and some of that needs to be conservation. So the committee decided that it would be a good opportunity for the boys to be able to fulfill that requirement. Plus, the Scouts always give back to the community. So that had a dual fold, that we give back to the community and allow the Scouts to fulfill some of their rank requirements.
I think those are two like perfect scenarios right there. The community Scouts are really involved in the Milford community too.
Yeah.
Being part of the trail is just one aspect of it, but
Right.
talk a little bit about like some of the other community activities you do.
We helped out recently with the Milford Beautification Day put on by the citizens of Milford, and we also participate in Scouting for Food right around the beginning of November
Excellent.
to help the Daily Bread Food Pantry. So we are heavily involved with that as well. And then whatever other opportunities arise, we're more than happy to help. A lot of our Eagle projects are also help the community. That's part of what an Eagle project is. It has to be for the community, for the good of the community.
Now there's a beautiful gazebo over there.
Yes.
We were talking about this earlier. That in fact was an Eagle Scout
Yes,
project.
he is since what we call aged out. At 18 you age out, but that was his Eagle project and contribution to the town of Milford, yes.
So whenever someone is using that beautiful gazebo over there and using part of this section of the trail, they really are, you know, part of the scouting community in a
Yes.
way.
Yep.
Part of the reason why the Scouts are well known for giving back to the community and just providing, you know, services to help, you know, help the community, help clean up parts of the community, and just add more value
Right.
to the community. Now, let me ask you: have you ever been able to camp in this area? Because it is a gorgeous
Yes.
part.
Yes, we do. Actually, usually right after the fishing derby, we do have a camp out right over here in this part of the lake.
Oh, nice.
It's the first camp out after we get what we call the crossover. So Cub Scouts that have come of age and cross over into Boy Scouts, that's typically our first camp out, so that they're still close to home and they can kind of get the feel for what it is to camp out and be with the Boy Scouts, but yet they're still close to home. If they need to, they can, mom and dad can come down. But a lot of times that's not necessary, so they fit right in and they're quite at home.
And I mean, you know, a lot of the things that are around in Milford, I mean, Milford is such an upcoming town, providing so many more things like each year, but a lot of that has, you know, the Scouts, of course, have grown each year too, and getting involved with the Scouts, you can kind of do at any point in your life. It doesn't have to be just from childhood, although I would argue a lot of the values that, you know, start in Cub Scouts and lead into, you know, the scouting programs are probably values that you would want to instill in your child. But getting involved at any age, we'll talk about that a little bit.
You can join scouting at any age, be it in first grade when you start with Cub Scouts, or once you hit sixth grade you cross over into Boy Scouts. But yeah, you can join at any age. You don't have to you know, start from Cub Scouts all the way through. So it's, if you have a child or a scout that really likes to camping, the outdoors, learning things, we have all kinds of merit badges. There's over 100 and I think there's like 137 different merit badges that can be earned. Anything from hobbies to career. It gives the Scouts a kind of a taste of what it would be like to either start that hobby or go into a particular career field. So.
And now there's a lot of activities besides just walking on the trail. I mean, biking, rollerblading, you know, you can even camp camp on parts of it, as we found out, and it's beautiful. But the Scouts are involved in a lot of different activities as well, and I think the trail symbolizes a lot of that too. Talk about some of the activities that a lot of the Scouts and people because of this trail have been able to enjoy.
Well, just like you said, just being able to go out for a walk and have a nice clean trail, a neat trail. Just make sure that there's the dirt is off the trail so that you can rollerblade, you can bicycle, and the trash is cleaned up so your kids aren't looking at that.
So basically, making sure that you're keeping your community clean so that everyone can enjoy it. And the Scouts play a big role in that. You mentioned the Beautification Day and activities like that. So the Scouts, I think, don't get a whole lot of recognition. They're not going for that, of course, but they do really play a big role in how good the trail looks, how good the community of Milford looks, and what a lot of people are able to do for activities. I mean, the gazebo, we could go on and on, but it's leadership skills that are instilled within the scouting program that allow a lot of that to happen. And talk a little, like, from your experience. So we were talking before how it's a Scout-led but adult-supervised program. Talk a little bit about how you kind of watch that go on.
Well, the Scouts are responsible for developing what they want to do throughout the scouting year, campouts, day trips, whatever it is they want to do. And then they present the list, and it's up to the adults to help them get that. So we provide support in terms of organizing the trip, securing the locations, getting rides back and forth to and from, getting all the equipment back and forth. But it's the boys who decide what they want to do and where they want to go. Which
is, I think, all the more fun for them. They're responsible for it.
Right. Exactly.
And I mean, it kind of teaches them, responsibility, planning, leadership skills, which is huge nowadays.
Yes.
And anything other that I haven't touched upon with the Scouts that you may want the community of Milford to know as they're watching this?
Just that we're here, and if you have a child that's interested, you're more than welcome to stop by. We meet on Thursdays at Sacred Heart.
That's a great point.
During the summer, when school is out, we don't meet, but once school starts up, it's every Thursday unless it's vacation. You can just drop in and check out a meeting and see if it would be of interest. Have your child talk to the Scouts, and you can talk to some of the parents that are there and see if it would be a good fit. There are 3 other troops in town besides us, so I do invite you to go check them all out, because they all do things, although they're all boy-led and adult supervised, they all do things just a little bit differently, and what might fit for one might not fit for another. So definitely.
Do you have a website?
Yes, we do. It's troop2milford.org.
Excellent. And a lot of the contact information is on there?
We do have some of it locked down for security, private reasons, but there are email that you can send in and request information.
Excellent. Well, we got such a beautiful day today. I know that's been the typical scenario whenever we've been filming, but I think the trail is great to use. And if it does start raining, you've got a great gazebo that you can either hide under for during inclement weather, or enjoy a nice snack or some beverage of some type. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you very much.
I think it's great for the community to see and hear a lot about this.
Great. Thank you.
We're here at Louisa Lake on the Friends of the Milford Upper Charles Trail. We are joined by Kyle and Harry of Scouts from Troop 2. And Kyle, I'm going to start with you first. We are standing under a beautiful gazebo, or right by the beautiful gazebo, and this part of the trail is actually sponsored by Troop 2. And I know you play a specific special role in the scouting troop. Talk a little bit about that.
So I'm the SPL of Troop 2. That stands for Senior Patrol Leader. My job is I have to control all the scouts pretty much. I have to give them directions, tell them what to do, and make sure everyone gets done. Everything gets done in a well, and make sure it's all done correctly. And then I relay that over to the adults, who then they kind of direct me what to do from there, and then they just kind of give me the reins, and I just go off and just do what they wanted me to do, really. And
So it's leadership at kind of its finest.
Yep.
And Harry, talk a little bit about the SPL right here and your experience in the Scouts so far. What attracted you to the Scouts, and what do you really enjoy about it?
Well, Kyle is our senior patrol leader. He gives us orders, and he really leads us in all of our camping trips, and he does a phenomenal job at it.
Look at that.
Yeah, and what really led me into scouting was actually my older brother, Peter. He was a scout. He was an SPL or an Eagle Scout, but he really got me interested in it, and he was in Troop 2 as well, and he kind of got me into it.
Talk about some of the activities you've been able to enjoy in Milford, also that you've been able to enjoy on the trail here. I mean, there's a lot that you can do in Scouts, a lot of activities, but what specifically do you enjoy?
I like camping out here at Louisa Lake. We camp over an area over there, and it's fun as long as the weather, lets us have fun. Yeah. About 2 years ago, we got thunder and sleet, and it was not very fun.
Nice. I mean, it kind of sounds like a good time,
Yeah.
but I wasn't there, so.
Yeah.
At the same time, we do camp over there, but at the same time, what we do after every camping trip is we do a police line where we have everyone line up, and we have them walk down and clean up all the trash we left behind and what other people might have left behind at the same time. So then we don't leave it in a huge looking really bad and just trash everywhere, and we try and leave it better than the way we found it, so everyone can enjoy it.
It's kind of like a Louisa Lake beautification day, but you treat it like that every time you use the trail.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think honestly that is something that everyone in the town, in the community, can learn from, and so I think you guys are in a way leading this town with what you should do when you use another piece of property. And I think that's why this section of the trail and most of the trail looks so nice all the time, and it's you guys are really taking a role in keeping it that way. What you can do biking on this trail, you can walk and kind of hike the trail in a way. What do you like so much about this part of Milford, and why camp out on Louisa Lake?
Well, we camp out here because, what we like to do is a lot of our scouts like to go fishing.
Yeah.
So right by the lake's right over there.
Great pond.
So, they like to go fishing. We try and we'll walk the path, because from this part you can pretty much reach any part of the trail you really want to.
That's true.
Fairly easily. Because this is kind of feels like the center of the Milford Trail, at least, because if you go over there, we can reach Pheno Field and we can play sports over there, or at the camp out we walk all the way down to Wendy's.
Oh, nice.
Over there, and we get
nice break.
drinks. Yep, nice little break, and then we come back, and we just try and just have fun over here.
Yeah.
Harry, talk to other scouts in Milford or other people thinking about joining the scouting program. I mean, first of all, how long have you been a scout for?
I've been a scout for 3 years.
Excellent.
And really, it depends. We have multiple recruiting events, like the camp out at Louisa Lake, which generally gets like half of our scouts. Normally that's what draws them in. Or we have stations and we set up activities for them to do. Then we send out flyers to all the schools in Milford for those interested in joining.
And what do you think is your favorite part of scouting in terms of, the leadership, the community activities? I mean, what keeps you a scout? Why do you do what you do as a scout?
Probably campouts, really, especially mountainside campouts, when we do a lot of hiking and cleaning up. If we see any trash, we carry a bag or something with us, and we clean up and enjoy hiking, and really it's a load of fun.
And you get to be around your friends too.
Yeah.
And I mean, you get to basically, go camping with your friends, which, I mean, a lot of people, around your age, some of them might not haven't even had their first camping trip. They might actually be intimidated. Is there anything to be intimidated about? Or is it just a bunch of fun?
No, nothing really. Just, don't do anything stupid. Yeah.
Excellent. And lastly, talk just a little bit about, when you join the Scouts, you have a code of honor, and you learn a lot of valuable skills from that. And I believe you recite that maybe at the beginning of every meeting, or you live by that code, among your peers. Talk about how that's kind of shapes, your teenage years, and how that has enabled you to, get involved in the community here, because that's such a big, important thing.
Well, the Scout Law and Oath is what we call it, and those words that we say, other people might just think that we say it because we're required to, but it's really just a lifestyle you want to live. You want to be. It's basically just trying to be a good person, and just whatever you take, try and give that back to other people, and just have fun while doing it.
I think that's something we can all learn a little bit of every single day. I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot here. Harry, can you recite the Scout Law? As best as you can.
On my honor, I would do my best to do my duty, to God and my country, to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
SPL, how did he do?
Is that the oath or the law?
I understood.
I think that's a law.
We do both like right into each other,
Sure.
so we know both of them, but we can never remember if it's the Scout Oath or the Scout Law. We just know it's one of the two. And
qualities that everyone should have, though. I think we would agree with that.
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. Well, I think you did a wonderful job reciting that on the spot.
Thank
And I think sounds like you're doing excellent as the SPL, so I wish you both much luck with that. And I encourage everyone who is thinking about being a Scout or just wants to know a little bit more about the trail here. We do have a beautiful gazebo that, in order to become an Eagle Scout, someone made this, and it's structurally sound. I can speak to that, and it's on probably arguably one of the better parts of the trail here. So come on by, use the trail. You might see a Scout along the way that's keeping this community looking great, so give them a high five, tell them they're doing an awesome job, and I thank you both for being here.
no problem.
No problem.
All right. We're here with Jeff from Milford Bicycle. And Jeff, I want to have you talk about Milford Bicycle for a second, because a lot of residents in town, as we've even seen this morning, come in and utilize your shop. So talk a little bit about what you do here.
Well, the shop's been here for a long time. I've been here for about 20 years and owned it for maybe close to half that, or a little over half that. We do a lot of repairs, a lot of service. We do sell a bunch of new bikes. We've got all the accessories and helmets and gloves and anything you might need.
It's available.
It's available.
Yeah.
It's here. We also do a lot of the higher end mountain bike stuff, because there's a place up the street called Vietnam.
Oh, no, yeah.
I don't know if you've heard that.
We saw that,
Yes.
yeah.
So we do, a lot of people come to this area for riding there. But the best thing has been the Milford Trail since I've been here.
That's what a lot of people utilize in town, absolutely. And that kind of, transitions to the next part is, I know you help a lot of residents with their, bike service needs, any gear that they need. So you really gear people up for, all their activities and their excursions. But a lot of people may not realize that you're a sponsor of the Friends of the Milford Upper Charles Trail.
Yeah, we've been doing that for a long time. The trail's been very good to us. It gives us a place right across the street where we can send customers on test rides.
Yeah.
It's actually gotten a lot of customers out that don't normally ride because they're afraid to ride on the street, and it gives them a safe place to ride. They don't have to deal with cars.
That's a big one.
Yeah, and it actually brings people in from around the area too. We always have people coming in, stopping in, that are from different areas that have come out to ride the trail.
And what does it take to, you've been a sponsor for many years, what does it take to be a sponsor of the Friends?
We've been donating to them for years. I try to, I'd like to do more as far as on the maintenance end of it, but it's a busy time of year for us, so we haven't had as much.
That.
But we go to some of their things, and we definitely support them financially a little bit, and it's a good thing.
I would say it's a great service to the town. It's a great service to the Friends, and a lot of residents might just not, again, realize everything that goes into the trail, everything that goes on behind the scenes, and you play a pretty important role in that. And with, it's not just about bikes, but talk a little bit more about like some of the services that people can get if they're looking to use the trail by stopping into your shop.
Well, we get a lot of people that come in that are using the trail and have had a flat tire on the trail, that kind of thing, or somebody's gears aren't working right, or they need a seat adjusted. We get a lot of that, and just servicing their bikes. So people just stop in, they ask for directions on the trail. We get people calling all the time, asking information about the trail, how long it is and what it's, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we've certainly seen this morning that a lot of people who have been coming through the door, they have all different types of questions, which we've seen great service, even in the time that we've been setting up here. Mm-hmm. But it's a very busy time of year for you guys, yep. And a lot of people are using the trail, and that's what we want. Talk a little bit about kind of what that means to you, like a lot of traffic coming through the door. That must be a great thing to see.
Oh yeah, we saw a lot of accessories, and even from people that are not from the area. People forget to bring their helmet, so they'll stop in and get one, or just that kind of thing. And it just gets more people out and riding. It's a nice trail. It's in parts of it you'd think you were in Vermont or something. It's just very, very woodsy in parts of it, and just a very nice trail. And you see a lot of families out there. We get a lot of families coming in buying bikes for kids and stuff so they can go use them on the trail.
And do you have a specific activity that you enjoy, even on the trail or just around town, that you use even in your shop as well, that you talk to people or can relate to people about?
Well, I mean, use the trail some, not as much as I tend to do more of the.
You're a busy guy.
That, and I do more of the traditional road riding.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the trail's not a place to go out and race and ride real fast because there's too many people there. So it's more of a recreational thing. But we also do a lot of rides out in a place they call Vietnam, which is an area owned by New England Mountain Bike Association. That's right down the street here in Milford.
You must see a lot of families come through here too, who are using the trail with their kids or dogs or pets or whatnot. And you even have a couple of dogs in here too, very friendly.
Yeah, we've got dogs, and we're dog friendly. A lot of customers bring dogs in.
Yeah.
A lot of people ride with their dogs. It's fun.
Just a lot of different activities you can do. Yeah. And it's kind of
people go skateboarding over there. They walk. They do everything.
So you're a pretty open place. I mean, the title in the Upper Charles Trail is the Friends of the Upper Charles Trail, and it seems like there's a community of friends here in Milford, starting with man's best friend.
yeah, there you go.
And so I really, I encourage a lot of people to check out Milford Bicycle and check out and get more involved with the trail. As you can tell, it's a busy time of year here at Milford Bicycle, so a lot of people are getting out and using it. And
they certainly are.
It's a beautiful time to do that.
It's definitely helped grow things around here.
Yeah. Anything that you would add about sponsorships or even what it takes to be a sponsor?
It doesn't take much. They actually contacted me, and I was happy to do it because we've gotten such a benefit from the trail. And I think a lot of the local businesses get a benefit from it. Maybe they don't realize it.
Yeah.
Especially places like, maybe the Dunkin' Donuts. It's right on the trail down the street. I mean, I'm sure they get people stopping in there that are using the trail. Things like that. Some of the local restaurants, people come from. I had a guy in town the other day that was down here from Lexington to try the trail, and he was done and he was asking about a place to go find lunch.
Yeah.
So we send people down to Oliva's Market all the time, and
that is a popular place in town, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely appreciate your time. I know, we've seen a lot of foot traffic in here this morning, but we really appreciate you taking the time to
No, I appreciate you coming in and talking to us.
And we really appreciate your support on the trail as well.
No, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. Have a good day.
Bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle.
Hi, I'm Mike Morrison, President of Friends of the Milford Upper Charles Trail. Hope you've been enjoying your summer so far. It's been pretty busy on the trail this year. In June, we had the Milford Rotary Club held their outdoor day inviting Milfordians to come out and enjoy time outside, including the trail. The Milford Walking Tour also came into town, held a free concert at the Senior Center, followed the next day by a day hike along the trail towards their next stop in Medway. The Friends did take some time off. We didn't have our regular monthly meeting in July, but weeds and vegetation, they don't take a holiday. And for that, I'd like to thank our partners with the Milford Parks Department for their tireless efforts to cut down grass and weeds and overgrowth along the trail. Their efforts really make a big difference in keeping the trail safe and usable throughout the year. Thank you very much. The Friends will pick up again in August. Our next meeting is August 1st, 2017. We'd appreciate it if you could be there. Also coming up this year, actually in September, will be our annual election of officers for the Friends. All 4 positions are coming up for re-election or new positions, and in fact we have an opening in our secretary. So if you would like to contact the Friends and throw your name in the ring for any of these positions, please email us at trail@milfordtrail.org. Hope to see you there, and have a great summer.